Hello and welcome to my course. The final thing in understanding how to practice the whole G major scale and using the whole range of the instrument is a central aspect, breathing. So, as you might notice in the previous videos, every time I play the G major scale, I was trying to take the breath every 4 notes. And that's actually one of the best advice I can give you about where to take the breath. Of course, you need to keep in mind that where you're going to take the breath will strictly depend on the tempo. The faster the tempo, the less often you will take that breath. For now though, because we're practicing everything really slow, I would set up the metronome maybe to tempo between 60 and 80 and practice the scale extremely slowly in pairs, then in fours, then maybe in eights, and using a minim as a measurement. Minim means 2 beats per note. So essentially the metronome would click for you 2 clicks per each note. Now, talking about the breathing, one of the best ways to practice the breathing is just playing the scale itself. So again, every time you use the chunks I talked about before in the G major scale, you can just limit yourself again to playing maybe the chunk from the G to the G1 octave key, and just focus entirely on one thing at a time, which in this case is going to be breathing. Let me just demonstrate what do I mean by that. So starting on the G, and we're going to go ascending up the G major scale. Now, the crucial aspect about taking the breath on a blowing instrument is that once you get to the note that just goes before you take the breath, so in our case that's going to be C, don't be afraid to shorten that note so you get enough time to take the breath. Also make sure that you take the breath using your corners, not the nose. Sometimes students forget about this and they really never open the corners and they really just use the nose, which is really bad for you because the air will go straight to your lungs. And as you know, diaphragm breathing is an essential part of playing a blowing instrument. So then you can also, additionally, you can limit yourself by practicing taking the breath every 2 notes, which is going to encourage you again to practice taking the breath. And also, if you would set up a metronome to crotchet equals 60 and play the scale in minutes, so 2 beats per note, then that's obviously is going to be really hard to keep up and play the whole scale till the C. So that's why I would now taking the breath every 2 in that case, like so. Now finally, if taking the breath is still problematic for you, why don't you just take the breath after each note? So you could limit yourself again to maybe 4 beats per note with the metronome set on 60 and take the breath after each note. That will ensure that you've got enough time to focus entirely how to take the breath and that you're using your corners and not the nose. Let me just demonstrate quickly. And you can keep going like that till the top G or in whatever chunk you picked. I hope you enjoyed that video and I'll see you next time.